Let's use this video to learn how to develop the surface of a cone. So a cone is just like a cylinder, but we can say the cylinder is a circular prism and the cone is a circular pyramid, because the cone has its top being just a point and the cylinder has the top being a circle. So when viewed from the top, a cone looks just like a circle, but when you look at it from the front, we see a triangle. So let's use this example to develop the surface of a cone. We can pause the video and read the instructions and the dimensions given. As usual, before we start anything, we have to zoom all so that we get our green vertical line and the red horizontal line. So to start developing the surface of this particular cone, which has a radius of 45 millimeters, we first draw the circular base. Then we'll go ahead to divide the circle into 12 equal parts. We can actually do this faster by using the circular arrow tool, but for everyone to understand, I use this method to divide the circle into 12 equal parts. Then the next thing we'll do is to construct two vertical lines upwards, so one from each end of the circle. Then we are going to construct a horizontal reference line at any suitable distance, not too far away and not too close to the base circle. Then what we do next is to get the height of the cone. And to do that, we just set off the height of the cone from the reference horizontal line that we just drew. After that, we can use construction lines to just show the outline of the front view of the cone. And that is just a triangle. Then what we are going to do next is to construct vertical lines from all the intersections on the circumference of the circle. So wherever the division lines meet the circumference of the circle, we are going to construct lines up to meet the first base horizontal line that we drew. Then using those lines that we just drew, the vertical lines that we just drew, we are going to draw lines from those ends to the apex of the cone. Then once we do that, we can just use a visible line layer to show the visible outline of the cone. And that will just be a triangle. Then now let's label all the parts. So just like we did for the cylinder, we are going to label A, B, C, D around the circle. So wherever the lines intersect on the circumference, we are going to name with alphabets. Then the next thing we do is to follow the vertical lines up and then transfer the labelings up. So here I can see A on the far right will go up to be A. Then the second line from A has B and L, but because L is in front and B is at the back, I'm going to label it L, B. Then we'll have K, C, J, D in that order. Then because the apex of the cone is just a point, we are going to label it 0. Now we need to develop the surface of this cone. So what we do is we draw a reference line, but that line should be parallel to the slant height of the cone. Once we've been able to get this parallel line, we are going to use it to create an arc, and that arc will be for the development of the surface of this cone. So this is what we'll do. We will use the point at the top which coincides with the apex of the cone. That will be our center. And we are going to use the length of the cone, that is from the top to the base, as radius, and we are going to construct a long arc. And this will be a reference line or a reference arc for the surface development. Once we have the arc, we use the circumference of the circle to get the length of the arc. So we go back to our calculator tool. We enter 2 pi r, or pi times the diameter, and we can get the length of that arc. Then when we do that, whatever figure we get, we are going to divide by 12, and the final answer is going to be used to construct divisions for the 12 divisions on the circle. So I'm going to use a center start end arc 2, and what I do is I stand at one end or one point, then I enter the radius of the arc, then I draw the arc, which will just be one division of 12. So I'm going to do that 12 times. However, we can use the path array tool to get the same results. So let's look at the array tool. So I just do one division. Then I'll go to the path array tool. It will ask me to select the object I want to copy. Once I select it, I press enter. Then I'll select the path that I want the object to be copied on. When I do that, the array tool automatically creates a lot of copies. So I'll go up and then change or edit those number of copies. So I can change the number of copies, and I can change the distance between them. And I'm going to use the distance that is supposed to be between all the 12 divisions in the array tool, and it automatically creates the array or the number of copies on that path. So that is how the tool works. It just copies things on a particular path. Then when we are done, we just show the visible parts of this development of the 2D surface. Then the final thing we do is to label the developed surface.